Hi everyone, and I hope you've all had a wonderful week and you're free from coughs and colds and germs. This last week I had a phantom voice loss, which was probably some kind of virus, and so it's led me to make this nifty little video on how to keep practicing without a voice. And for teachers, it will hopefully give you some resources for how to continue teaching without a voice. I've got lots of different things in place that I use, and so I wanted to share those with you this week, and I hope that you'll give me your ideas to add to the list. So, first of all, singers, how can you keep working your voice and working on your singing goals when you have no voice? Well, first and foremost, it's really important, if it's not painful, to continue doing your Puffy Cheeks and Sirens, just to keep your voice really, really mobile. So Puffy Cheeks is or you can still hear some of the gaps in mine. And a siren is a light NG sound, and so on. And of course that's a great exercise for singing teachers as well, if you've lost your voices. The other important thing is to avoid whispering if you can. So singers, if you play an instrument, this is an ideal time for you to coach yourself to play and sing. So if you play the guitar, or you play the piano, or if you're into songwriting, it's a really good time and opportunity to get down with your instrument. You can sing at a reduced level, or you can silent sing, Myron, or whatever you feel comfortable doing, along with your instrument as well. And of course that's a great tip for singing teachers as well. If you've got a student who's got minimal voice, you might flip to encouraging their playing and singing skills if that's appropriate. Another one is to work on acting through song. So researching the show, researching the character, setting your character's intentions for every line of your song, for the beginning, middle, end, and so on and so forth. That's a whole big video, is acting through song. So I'm going to keep that one brief. Another thing you can do is spend time researching. Research your genre, research training opportunities, research auditions, research all the different elements of our industry whilst you're on voice rest, or whilst you've got no voice. You can work on journals and setting your goals, and in turn that might lead you to new research. You can work on alignment, breathing and airflow. Blowing bubbles into a straw, if you've been shown how to do it correctly, is a really safe exercise to do when you've got no voice, if it's not hurting. You can do alignment and breathing exercises, so that as soon as you're back to health, you've still been working on some things really practically. You could do a little mock audition for yourself, or teachers, you might like to consider doing mock auditions with your students, focusing on performance. So it's really funny, and singing teachers, it's really important that we keep the laughter in our singing lessons. If you ask a singer to perform without being able to sing, it's really interesting what we can learn about ourselves and our students. And of course, feedback there is really valuable. You could work on theory, music theory, musicianship skills. You could work on sight reading skills. You could sit and review on YouTube or any other platform other singers, and you could judge their performances, which of course in turn really helps you become a well-informed singer. So just to finish, some other additions for teachers. So students, you might not find this bit very interesting, but certainly for singing teachers, here's some extra tips. So journaling and how to practice setting goals with your students, teaching them how to practice, writing down a practice log. I really recommend teachers that you pre-record warm-ups to use in cases of voice loss or sickness. So you can do this on your iPhones, on your phones, tablets, whatever. Pre-record your warm-up so that you minimise your voice use if you're someone that likes to use your voice during warm-ups. I recommend getting in the habit of using hand signals and use them all the time so that your students know what you're doing when you haven't got a voice. So there's no good using hand gestures to get through a lesson if you've never taught your students what they mean and what they are. But gestures give your students clues, and it's helpful for them to feel encouraged as well. So often if we've not got our voice to encourage our students, it's really great to be able to use gestures. So there might be lots of different gestures and things that you can do with your hands, and get it rehearsed into your everyday lesson routine so that you can have your students understand what they mean when you haven't got a voice. I've already mentioned about doing a mock exam or a mock audition if appropriate, and of course get them excited about vocal anatomy. Perhaps spend some time in your holidays or quieter periods planning some sheets for emergencies where your students have no voice or where you have no voice, and keep it relevant to the genre that you're teaching and the work that you're doing, but prepare some sheets so that you can do things with those students. I hope that's excited you a little bit and given you some ideas for what to do when you've got no singing voice, whether you're a singer or a teacher. And I hope that you'll join me again soon for another YouTube tutorial with me, Amelia Carr Voice. Teachers, I hope you'll join me either on the 16th of February or the 6th of April in London for my upcoming courses. The way I run those courses is that you let me know what you want to take away from the day, and I put the content together from your questions and knowledge gaps. It's really a fantastic day, and I've had some fantastic feedback, and I'd love to have you there. And of course in the afternoon there are live singers that come along according to the ages that you're teaching, or you might like to bring some students with you for live demos and troubleshooting. I'd love for you to follow me on YouTube, Amelia Carr Voice. I'd love for you to follow me on Facebook, on Twitter, or on Instagram, or all three. And I'd love to have you in for a singing lesson, or for mentoring, coaching, audition preparation, or of course teachers for some mentoring and coaching. And I hope to see you all soon. My website is www.ameliacarvoice.com, and my email address is ac@ameliacarvoice.com. I can't wait to see you soon.